What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. One Piece 489. You guys haven't seen 488 yet. I had a chance to get ahead, so kind of got to jump on it here. So a lot of questions were put up with that one. Garp referring to him as red hair. Shanks showing up at the end of last episode. We've just got so much going on. Like, it is absolutely insane with how much is going on right now. I'm curious to get more of Shanks on screen, because we know as a viewer that he's got some weight to his character. He's one of the 4 emperors. Now, I'm not saying he's maybe as strong as Whitebeard was. Now, maybe we have to start thinking about Whitebeard in context of like, yeah, he's the strongest just from his quirk, but like if he was to go 1v1 with the other emperors, is he losing just given his age and given his sickness? But we're still giving him the title strongest just because of what his quirk could do. If he goes 1v1 with Shanks or whoever the other 2 are, is he losing those like in their current states right now? Of course, Prime Whitebeard, from what you guys have kind of expressed to me, is slapping everybody that we've gotten introduced to. I think maybe the only man, there's only 2 people that we've maybe got introduced to in the entire series that could have thrown with Whitebeard, and that's Garp in his prime and Roger. So aside from that, I'm not going to put Prime Whitebeard up against anybody because he probably slaps. But could the current power levels of them have taken Whitebeard? Maybe. But regardless, we know that he's got some power to him. You don't just get that title. Like, I'm assuming nobody has that title just because they're strong. I mean, just because they're able to accumulate, pirates under them. You've got to have some weight to you. I would assume power-wise or hockey-wise. Is it safe to assume maybe all 4 of them have Conqueror's level hockey? I have no idea. But that was pretty much the big development that we left off with. But aside from that, if he wanted to, with what they've got going on right now, could he just not totally cripple the world government right now? He could wipe them out. Now, of course, maybe, Garp escapes or, Sakazuki gets out of here with his life. But, like, you could just take them all. Like, not all of these admirals, Goku, Garp, not all of them would make it out of here, especially the lower level ones. They've been so pushed back and depleted that he just swarms in and, like, cleans them up. It would just be so much damage for the Marine side. Now, even though we've never really gotten Shanks on screen, he doesn't strike me as a Sakazuki type to pounce on an opportunity like that, Now, the other 2 emperors, maybe they do have more of a Sakazuki mindset of, if they were in the opportunity here, they're sitting in the bay waiting for the dust to settle, wait for both sides to weaken each other. And then whoever wins, I come in and I clean up whatever's left. I don't care if it's Whitebeard's crew or it's the Navy. I come in and I take out whoever's remaining. Shanks doesn't strike me as that, like a Sakazuki type. I'd like to think that, I hope that there is, I mean, Blackbeard kind of gives that off, but Blackbeard's going to have his that's a whole other story that'll be dealt with. But I would like to think that maybe one of the other emperors, the remaining 2, do kind of have that Sakazuki to them, because we've seen like Whitebeard seemed to be a pretty great guy for the most part. Shanks gave his arm for Luffy and is fully fine with kind of letting the next generation take over. Everybody's kind of got this good morality behind them on the pirate side for the most part. I'd like to see some just like, oh, at the end of the day, I'm a pirate, I'm a piece of shit. You kind of get that a little bit with Blackbeard, but I would like to have somebody else that's in that seat of power of a Shanks, of a Whitebeard, also be shitty, just because it's just a cool dynamic to have with it. Now we should definitely get out of here. I don't think. Now I'm curious if like Law just takes Luffy and goes, or if he kind of waits around and we all kind of link up with Shanks, Law together. I feel like Shanks would be good to be there when Luffy wakes up. Because we already know, we've talked about, like, what is this going to do to his mental, what is this going to do to his character going forward, etc., yada yada. But everybody that's currently around him, whether it's like Marco and the Whitebeard pirates trying to get him out of here, or Law showing up, or shit, even Buggy, none of them kind of have a relationship with him, like, in here yet, you know. And if it's not going to be one of the Straw Hats, like Zoro or the others, Garp and or Shanks would be the next best to be there for him mentally. Luffy's going to go crazy. He's going to mentally lose it. But I feel like Shanks is good to be there to kind of like absorb some of that pain. So we'll see what we got. There's way too much. Like, this post-arc discussion is going to be ridiculous. I'm going to have to come with pen and paper because we have a lot to talk about. I don't want to stretch every episode to like an hour when there's just so much going on. But we've got the Marines here, of what's left of them. Blackbeard and his crew. Law and his crew. Whitebeard's remaining crew. Shanks's crew. The escaped prisoners. Warlords as well. They count as the Marines. Just a lot going on. Now, I would also pose the same question, like, again, I don't know their power levels. If we removed Whitebeard and we made it Shanks instead, is the result of how this turned out different? Like, everything is the same. The only factor I want you to change is take out this current Whitebeard and his age and everything and put in the current one-armed Shanks. Is the outcome different? I don't know. And this man's pissed because he made Luffy become a pirate. This is the last thing the Marines need right now. The last thing they need. If he wanted to, like, give the signal, they just get wiped out right here. Absolutely wiped out. Absolutely wiped out. Now, is there beef? Do the Whitebeard pirates also like, oh fuck, it's Shanks, that's our #1 op? Or like, I don't know the relationship between the 4 emperors. Is it kind of like we work together if the time needs it, but like if not and I catch you in the streets, you're fucked? Oh, so he straight up is doctor. Dang, so we're not going to be there. He has our hat. He's got our hat. Man's got our hat. His hat, I guess. Kaido, okay. Just yesterday. Oh. Okay, so we got a name drop on one. So we're still... So Kaido is one of the other... And then, so there's one to be named. Damn it. I wanted Shanks to hold that so he would have to give it to us. Damn it. Where are his feet? Aren't the feet the epicenter? So he ran into Kaido. Alright, get this man off my screen. Yeah, get Buggy the fuck off the screen. Isn't one of these Usopp's dad or brother or something? Dad? Is that him? The one that you? Oh, flashback. I think it's that one. And I don't know how deep we're gonna get into like the power of it all, and to really theory craft like, could this person beat that person? Could this devil's fruit comboed mixed with this level of hockey beat this person's devil fruit with this level of hockey? And will we even get to the point where that's even gonna need to be a thing that we have to actually weigh? Like, do we get to a point where like there's an all-out war and like we're fighting? Like Shanks is fighting other powerful characters, Blackbeard's fighting other powerful characters, etc., yada yada. Who knows if we get to a part like that? But I'm curious if we do, and that's a thing where we've really got to start weighing, like, could this person handle that person or this group? How weak, how much, I mean, clearly it affects him some. How much weaker do you think it makes Shanks not having an arm? It's got to affect him somewhat, no? But I'm wondering, like, how much of a powerhouse is he? And did he... Where'd the scar over his eyes come from? What the fuck? Didn't Blackbeard give him a scar that we didn't see? Or did Blackbeard give him the scars over his eyes? I'm not sure. That straw hat actually traveling through the air like that? Yeah, I'm sure. That shit would have been just as reliable as a paper airplane. That shit would have gone 2 feet, if that. Ship has the title Death on it, but it's a healing submarine. Alright, then they're off. Damn. I wanted him to be there for that. We were just talking about... It'll be good for Luffy to have Shanks there when he wakes up and the reality of everything that happened sets in. Guess that won't be the case. Back to business. And I feel like we've yet to see Shanks really lock in and be serious, so this will be a good time here. In the little bit that we've had him on screen. You're just ending this or what? Oh, he's going in. All right. So I didn't know he's that serious. Is this? Are we? This man's a better doctor than Chopper, no? Yeah, there's a lot of deep inside problems. Well, Luffy's been unconscious. I don't like that creepy smile on his face, but alright. Oh shit! Okaji's done fucking off. Is he freezing all of it? Alright. Let's do this again. Okaji rarely locks in, so like when he does, I'm like, oh shit. That ice went that far, that fast? Jesus, Todoroki, take it easy. Golly. Man just spams that ice beam. Shit is insane. It has to run out at some point. I mean, okay, so the bear is going to be our comedic Buggy Usopp Chopper relief. Good to know that that's already been established. Okay, I was about to say the ice is eventually going to stop. Okay. I think we're good. Oh, fuck. Is he going for them too? Oh my god, he is. What in the fuck? How are they reaching? Good lord. The depth ratio looked so far when they showed us when they showed Shanks and the submarine like over our shoulder. Good lord. Where have you been? There's almost too many characters that they can't give us POV of everybody, so when they do give us POV, you're like, what have you been doing this whole time? I want to see all three of them lined up in front of Shanks. That'd be pretty nice. Then you got to ask yourself, does he take them? They're not going to fight like that, but does he take them? Who's piloting that? Eh? Does she just love command them? Why's her head so cranked? Nice. Gotta put her back. Gotta get her back under cover. Hey, if anybody gets word Boa went off to capture and kill Luffy, that helps her cause. Because I don't know how they were going to allow her to still be Warlord after all this. That helps. Alright, now that they're fully out of the way, what happens next? Because I'm so, like, could he currently in his current state take the three admirals 3v1? I don't know. It's so hard to know. I don't know if it's, like, laughable when I say that. Or it's like, no, 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 it would be, I don't know, it could go either way. These two are friends. Alright, Buggy, get off my screen, man. Get off my screen. We've had enough of you. So it's his fault that he even ate the devil's fruit and lost his treasure map. And you always have to ask yourself of like, does Shanks have one too? He had devil's fruit on him? I wonder if we're at a point in the story where just like assume everybody does. And if that's the case, we've yet to see Shanks or Garp. Or it's just like, no, there's some strong busted people out here that are just that just got the juice. Just Conqueror's level hockey and a dream. Because I would assume if you don't have a devil's fruit and you're fucking around in this type of world, or at least on this level, you have to have Conqueror's level hockey. Period. Like, I suspect that Zoro will get it if it's something you can obtain. And I'd maybe say Sanji as well, or maybe he gets close. Alright, do you guys, like, respect him? Do you guys hate him? What's the relationship between the emperors and their crews? Mihawk. Hawkeye. Man's out. Why is that not in the agreement? Well, I mean, it's not what he agreed to, clearly, but some of other people here would be itching at the idea to throw hands. I don't know what he wants. What does the greatest swordsman in the world want? To fight other strong people? Shanks would be a good start. What's the play here? Because that's essentially what it comes down to, is like, what do they want? Like, what Shanks currently is, right? What does he want? What does he have any goals? Is there anything he's trying to do? Trying to stop? Trying to gain? Trying not to lose? What's the play? Same for Whitebeard. Like, what was their goal? What were they doing? Just hanging out? I don't know. Okay, so Blackbeard did give him those scars. I knew he gave him a scar, I just wasn't sure if it was the scar that we hadn't seen or if it was that one. Alright, we got this Mexican standoff three-way fight going here. Shanks' crew, Blackbeard's crew, and the Marines. I think Blackbeard taps out. I think he taps. Yeah. I feel like it's getting a little too much here. He's been beat up and... yeah. He needs to go back to the lab and practice the ability a little bit. The Marines, y'all just gonna let him walk? I mean, they kind of need to let him walk. They don't... Are you gonna let him walk? Where's Sakazuki's bloodthirsty ass? I guess that's it. Hey, if you guys are anti-Marines, now's the chance to really fuck them up. Let us collect our bodies, huh? Well, and now what do some of those strong characters do? Do they go flock to other Emperor's crews? Old woman, where have you been? Does Marco start his own? God, imagine him a straw. I mean, can he be? He might as well be captain if he's going to show up. It's going to take Luffy hundreds of episodes to catch up to where Marco is power-wise. Doflamingo? Oars. I'm sorry, man, how nobody tried to help you, bro. I just let that happen to you. The arc is finally ending. I was actually worried for Crocodile, to be honest. I thought he would get killed in this for a second there. It's like, is the only one that came out of damage from the Admirals? Is that just Sakazuki and that was it? And this is still being broadcasted. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, he wants to expose their dead bodies to the public. I think Goku knows that they don't want this to turn into a fight again. They're not in a position to resist. Only because it's you he allowed it. What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? I thought it was more of we really can't even really want to resist if we tried. It's over. It's officially over. Oh man. I wonder if the narrator will give us like a head count. Oh, narrator going right now. I was hoping he'd give us like a body count, but no. Is that we're just ending? Oh no, hold on. And who knows where we're going? That's a whole other thing. Oh, was that it? Yeah, that's it. Alright. I like the... We had a still shot of Shanks and his crew. Yeah, that was the shot for sure. Now I'm sure, again, it's not much different than... I'm going to assume it's not much different than Whitebeard's crew. There's probably a good 2 here that could throw hands with an admiral if it came to it. Now, because I was curious of when the guy over here that's in the far left with the cigar and the open kind of like draped coat on him, when he pulled the gun on Kizaru put his hands up. I'm like, is he a threat to you? Is he not? So could he take an admiral? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But that's what I'm going to assume. The crew's going to kind of relatively be like Whitebeard's was. There might be a Marco of the group here. It's got a crazy devil's fruit and some hockey that could fuck up an admiral if given the chance to go one-on-one. There might be one other kind of like the swordsman that Whitebeard had on his crew. But I don't think there's anybody too crazy in this group. Might be some cool power sets, some cool personalities, but I would assume it's kind of going to be more of the same of that, which isn't bad. I mean, if you got a Marco on your crew and Jozo level and the swordsman, like, you've got a pretty strong crew. But yeah, unfortunately, looks like we didn't get any Garp power reveal, didn't get any Shanks power reveal, and a new story begins. Now I'm curious, kind of like, and we've been talking about like where the story goes from here, and then also kind of like what is there to look forward to story-wise. Like, what's the next build-up going to be? Now, of course, we have an entire power system to learn. We got another name drop on an emperor, so that, you know, maybe we'll, who knows, the next time we'll see that one. There's still an emperor to be named. Shanks shows up. Is he just off screen here again? Like when we catch back up, like when the episodes start going again in a different direction that's not Marineford, is it still gonna be? Are we hanging around with Shanks for a couple episodes, or that's just like he's in out? I'm assuming he's gonna be in out, but who knows? And I'm curious what's next. Is it gonna be just Luffy's recovery? That's what like the next arc is. Slowly catch up with the characters again. The Straw Hats. I don't know, because honestly, this is the first time I've thought about it. Of like, well, not the first time I've thought about it. We've talked about it a lot as far as like, what does this mean for the Marines after this, and what does this do to Luffy's mental after this, and whatever. I haven't thought about like, how do you train? Like, what is the next arc for? Like, from a storyteller point, you've pumped out. This is the best arc you've put out so far. All of its flaws and everything, it's still the best one that you've put out. Do you try to like go another level in the next arc? Do you come off the roller coaster for a little bit and just kind of like mellow out? Do you keep crank? Like, I'm very curious, kind of like where you go, because now the hype is at an all-time high here, at an all-time high. You know, Blackbeard shows up and he steals Whitebeard's power. How is he able to do that, and what does that mean? Shanks shows up and we see his crew, something like we've never even seen. We got introduced to all the admirals and everything that's happening. There was a name drop on another emperor. Law shows up and takes Luffy off to who knows. So we've got all these spiraling plot points. It's like, what do you go with, and like, where do you go? So we'll see. We will leave it there and see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and as always,